to deposits and it's only 8 a.m. Do it for the fam, I don't do it for the gram. Do it for my daughters, do it for my little man. That's my 2020, reason why I win. Lot of missed calls, looking bloody in my call log. I bet to myself, I'm not sorry that I logged, dog. Check my mental health, I was feeling like a lost dog. Bounce back and wipe my paws off. Get it off the humble and I stick to what I know. Nights on top of nights, long nights took a toll. Took some steps back, but I still get up and I go. And now you know, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, yeah. New Jeep, no doors with it, no. I won't stop now, who you kidding? Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma send it, I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. Pressure on me daily, got the family on my back. Dreams are getting bigger, put the city on my map. Wrote inside my palm, but I'll try not to get attached. Moment that is here, could be over just like that. Fast car, no NASCAR. I was never working hard, I guess I'm mad smart. Top speed like a rocket, it was blast off. 6 figures from my couch without a mask on. Waited for my cycle like a laundromat. Going to the moon, it's on top and that. 2 straight years of dropping back to back. Epidemic jumping like an acrobat. I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, yeah. New Jeep, no doors with it, no. I won't stop now, who you kidding? Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma send it, I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it.
Good morning all. Yes, sir. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is good. Make sure all systems are go. Fix this one. Boom. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hope everyone is well. Fine, I was gonna say no good mornings in YouTube chat. Everyone's sleeping, man. One person saying good morning YouTube chat. Look at everyone's Zoom, full awake. You guys sleeping, bro. Sleeping. Need to wake up. Need to wake up. 74 people, one person saying hello in YouTube chat. All of the rest of you are all cooked. That's what I'm gonna say. Say good morning back, no? It's normal human being, right? Now we wake up, huh? Anyways, to wake us up further, let's go see what's happening on the Reddit space here. Let's see how many people are getting cooked, not cooked. It took me 2.5 years to develop a strategy in which I actually see the market is doing. Things are now clicking, thank God. I didn't start too big and I ended up too big and throw it all away leading up to 26. Here's what I learned so far. Hopefully this can save people time and money, and all the paid discords, even reviewed them, I realized 90% of them suck. It's true. Traders I looked up to, their strategies come up like gambling. Analysis, discords mainly use social influence. This is good stuff. Discords mainly social influencers selling you a dream, right? No reality, because no one's trading live on a day-to-day basis showing you what reality is. But the people who actually make money in this game, they're going to tell you the reality, right? So the reality is not a dream. Let's see. If something sounds too complicated or gimmicky, ICT is probably being used to get you to spend money on it. The more complex and cool sounding must mean it works better. That is wrong. Every complex idea I've approached in the market boils down to a simpler concept, right? The market is not as complicated as you think. And this is what I always say. I say the market is not as complicated as you think. We are just complicated, right? Don't be afraid to take profit. Seems obvious. So many traders I help are stuck on 1 to 3. They would rather lose all of their 900 profits on their way to 1,000 because their 1 to 3 didn't play out. Risk management is everything. Live to fight another day. Get a job, trade on the side. No, seriously, treat trading like tipping yourself. Use it to pay bills, eat food. You will build effectively, hitting small goals first. Study price action, understand open price. Come on, man. I mean, if I can't keep telling you the same stuff, then hear it from people, because people think I'm some guy online. I was one of you. I am you guys. I'm not any different. So I went through what had to work. I'm just not trying to sell a dream. You will blow your account, and you are right. I apologize. And his name is Acceptable Money. Very good. I was here a few months back with different accounts spreading wisdom about the markets. I'm not sure any of you remember me. I was sometimes rude, arrogant. I apologize about that. You said I would blow my account even though I'm only down 60%. Only down 60%? Hello. What only down 60%? I think you are right. It's been a bumpy road, still is. And now I'm just trying to share my experience and hopefully I'll resonate. So he gives people advice while being down 60% and being rude to people. It's always these guys, man. It's always these guys. But at least he's come around here. He's come around. He's saying he's posting his issues now. He's had 96 comments. 96 people now come backlash him, man. I think it's the most replied to in this whole thing. 11, 96. 11. He must have triggered so much people in here, man. I can imagine. He triggered. So we have to see these comments, right? We have to see these comments. I believe some of them are going to be saying like, well done. I'm glad you came around. Blah, blah, blah. And the other one will be, let's see. Where is it gone? Hello. Oh, there it is. We have to see these comments. Jesus, man. These are not comments. These are lectures, bro. Whoa. This guy wrote more than I wrote in any school research paper I had to do. Hello. All I see is writing about billions. Small finesse billions. What finesse billions? Was it me who told you this? Bro, Reddit is like on point. These guys are not lazy, man. Cope. This guy just comment cope. Bro. You wrote all of this for nothing. Jeez, this guy's not happy, man. He pissed off this guy for sure. For sure he pissed it. Man, these guys, look at this, man. I'm telling you, Reddit has a great, like, look at the community. Bro, we don't even get this type of comments on YouTube, man. Like, check this out, man. Really, it's amazing. Look at this, bro. Hello. Yo, man. How did you blow your life account? Which asset do you trade? I shared a bit of detail below, but it's US stocks between $1 and $10. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Some people, man, have too much time, bro. Some people just have too much time. Like, bro, how do you have time to write all of this, man? Like, look. Well, I guess it's better than the rest of the population these days just sitting there wanking every day. At least they're typing this out. Something better, I guess. So I respect that. Anyways, let's go and see the analysis for today. Enough fun. Enough fun. ChatGPT? I don't know, man. Why would you be bothered to go to ChatGPT and be like, this person commented this. Please make me a nice reply. Like, why? Why? For what? For what would you prompt ChatGPT to go write you an essay? Like, what value does that bring you? That's what I'm trying to understand. It's like, it's not like it's mandatory for them to have to reply. All right, today we have unemployment claims, bit of GDP here in 2 minutes with the 1 hour close here. Yeah, man, they're expecting higher unemployment claims. We saw inflation was okay. Labor market, I think the higher expectation will come true, right? So if we see unemployment claims come back higher, we're going to see gold actually be more on the positive side, still continue the higher time frame buys. If we see unemployment claims come back really positive, meaning low unemployment claims, going to see some pressure on gold, some pressure on stock market as well. So that's how simple it is with unemployment claims. Technically, today gold ended up closing bullish yesterday. We retested daily support, trying to reject off it at the moment. 4 hour time frame is bearish. We're stuck in this little bit of a shitty range, okay? It's not the most cleanest range, this one here, because it's tight and we have this 4 hour in between. 1 hour, you can see how many wicks there are, right? Showing you a lot of buyer seller absorption, lack of clarity of direction. These wicks are not a good thing, because what these wicks do is they're gonna catch you out, man, right? They're gonna catch you out. You can see like this one comes down, liquidity grab. You can see this wick is a rejection, then the next one again, and then one more after that. So it's like 1, 2, 3 liquidity grabs, then a move. So we have to be careful, because we don't want to be stuck, like, right? Let's say you wanted to buy a setup 2 here on the flip. You put your stop here, man, it's too close to comfort for me. But what are we going to look for today? So buys is a little bit tough. Mid-range buys always going to be more difficult here. Buys were nice, going to be, buying from down here, bottom of the range around 9:30 a.m. But we had this resistance here. Doesn't make life easy. Also, we had this one. This would have been nice if we could consolidate here before London and then get a breakout. But you didn't even get the breakout. It just pushed through straight. We're coming close towards this resistance. So honestly, I feel like if we lose this level here, we could actually look for sells below here, especially if we go up and test the highs first. Now, buying at the highs here is going to be a little bit more difficult. We could buy above here, 617, but it's a bit high. Like, I want to buy 2 there. I don't want to buy from there. So if we can pop up a little bit, then create some sort of support, maybe I can buy from down here again. Otherwise, it's going to be really tough. I want to see us come back down to bottom of the range. That's where I want to buy. Because right now, I'm trying to continue. If you guys can kind of see that lower high, lower high, lower high, can you kind of see that? I'm trying to continue that. So if we just come back and retest here and then start to break down, create a resistance setup, I can maybe continue the sells at least back down to 96s. We need to watch 600, of course, see what happens there. But that's the kind of plan, right? That's the plan, is to see if we can get that. If shit just wants to continue up today, we can manage that, but we need to more price action to develop. See, can we get in on a pullback? Maybe we Wick below here, fake out, come back in the range, never break lows, that type of stuff. So having a look at DAX here. DAX has really not impressed me at all, man. DAX price action, like zero, basically. Daily did close bearish, 4 hour did close bearish here as well. Excuse me. So it is a bearish session bias. What are we looking like here? 1 hour is looking like this, bunch of bullshit. But 30 minute and 15 is not terrible if we lose this level. Yeah, bearish buy sells below here, only plan. Only plan. And then watch the 1 hour. We react off the 1 hour, it's game over. I don't like that we're in an uptrend though. But we're stuck at a triple 4 hour support here. So if we're not breaking through that, it's basically, you know, kaput then. So let's see how this forms, because if we do get back above these 4 hour supports, probably above this one of these, we can look for buys. Just you don't know how relevant they are, right? But let's have a look at NASDAQ here. NASDAQ. Ooh, NASDAQ is moving nice here. We have some sort of bounce happening. Daily time frame moving bullish. 4 hour time frame closed bearish as well, but more of like a setup 3, right? So we're breaking the high. As long as we remain above the high, I'm bullish, at least considering it mixed, right? I'm not saying, okay, this is a clear bearish. Unlike DAX that is showing us rejection. This has already broke the high. Think of it like a setup 3. 1 hour time frame is already pushing up, a little bit problematic because it's clearing our range, which we don't want it to. Yeah, you know what would be nice? To pull back and then take buys on a pullback. That would be sick. I'm just thinking, do I want to sell? Do I want to sell from here? That's what I'm trying to think. We can't be lost in the source. We tap daily support, which is a nice place to tap. 15-minute is now closed bearish. 5-minute is trying to break structure. Would this be a sell? Would this be a sell is the question. Potentially, yes. Right? Because even if I'm going to take buys, we need to pull back to take buys. And if the buys are going to continue from here, then we should just see this leave the high. And then maybe we could take a little sneaky continuation buy, but that's a bit rough. Would prefer to do something more solid. Yeah, would prefer to do something more solid. So let's see how this forms in here. I'd love to see a 5-minute close bullish, then bearish below. And we see if we can catch a little retracement. Depends how confident I am in this retracement. Very strong 1 hour candle. We didn't tap the 1 hour yet. That might have to be done. Yeah, so let's see what ends up happening. But that's the analysis so far. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the analysis. If it's all clear, let me know in the chat. Leave a like on the stream, would appreciate it. 180 of you in here. If we can get the likes up to 100, would appreciate it. And let's get the day started. Let's go. See what London brings for us. Been a bit of a slower week in the markets overall, man. Gold was stuck in a range for the majority of the day yesterday. Really shitty range, then broke out in New York and then retraced very late here, 21:45, almost 10 p.m. 10 p.m. we only got volume back. Asian session continued down. Managed to catch anything? Yeah, we tried. I tried some sells. Tried some sells on US 30 last night. once we finally broke out on this 5, but it didn't give a continuation for a 1-to-1. So it fell short of a 1-to-1. But we finally broke out. We had a 15-minute candle close below. Then I scaled in on 1 minute down here. And then it just faded out. And then went all the way back up, then came all the way back down, and then got stuck in the range. And we're still in this freaking range. Like, that was New York high yesterday. You remember? We're still here. We're still here. Where's DAX open volume? It used to blast. Yeah, DAX is just completely gone in London. Overall, like, its price action is very inconsistent. Still, you do get the open volume during London Open, but it's not the same. You know, it's just there's no euro pressure. There's nothing in eurozone to be supporting it. All focus is on US assets. Like, you are getting moves on DAX, but it's just not the same. It's not the same, and it's very inconsistent price action. So you need to adapt and just be like, okay, let me trade other thing. Dax is waiting for Mirko? Possibly, possibly. Imagine he comes back and then all of a sudden we start getting amazing trades on it. That'd be sick. I can't understand. I have different 4-hour candle closure on my broker MetaTrader 5. It's bullish, and on TradingView it's bearish. I choose same FX Pro on both, but they're opposite each other. Can you please explain why? Yeah, because TradingView, this is the same thing sometimes we have with Pip Labs, right? So broker data is scheduled on certain market hours. And TradingView does not allow you flexibility of those market hours. They only allow you to run within these market hours. See, it will close in 14 hours, 51 minutes. If your broker has different hours, if your broker does not close at 5 p.m. Eastern, then it's gonna be different data. And TradingView does not allow you. So your broker is not compatible with TradingView's hours. It would have to change its whole hour system. Right? This is one limitation with TradingView. They either allow you New York Stock Exchange time, or they allow you 24-hour. So no broker really supports 24-hour. All brokers have a close and open, which is the start of the daily candle. This messes up my bias. Yeah, that's why you should only use your the broker to execute, but then stick to a gold chart or any chart from another broker so you can focus, you know. My TradingView chart moved like 1 hour and my 4-hour candle isn't closed yet on TradingView. Yeah, my 4-hour candle is not closed yet on TradingView. Close in 2 hours 50. That's normal. Can you show your NQ markup? Yeah, it's just a couple of lines. Maybe extend this to here now. Feel better. If I take a trade on 15-minute on a break of support and resistance area, and let's say 5-minute closes in the opposite direction on SL side, is closing 50% of the trade a good approach? No, it's really bad. I really don't like that. If a candle closes opposite direction, you close the trade. It's like really silly, in my opinion. Like, based on what? You know? Based on what? Why should you close if a 5-minute candle closes opposite direction? Is it respecting structure still? There's so many different factors that matter than just and closing 50% is silly because now if your trade hits TP, if it hits TP, guess what happens? You make nothing. you know? Or little. So there's no point. If you're gonna close full and re-enter. To cut down the loss and take no full SL hit, then close the full thing if you don't trust the trade. Why take it in the beginning if you don't trust the trade? Close the full thing and re-enter in something that makes sense. So that's why you need to manage properly. There's a more advanced way to manage that's going to be more accurate. Otherwise, your wins are always going to be small. Because if that trade hits TP, you're going to win maybe 0.2%, depending on where you close the 5-minute candle. Maybe you'll close 0.1%, 0.3 max. And then if you take an SL, you're going to lose 0.5. Even managing, you're going to lose 0.5. Without managing, you're losing 1%. So you're making 0.2, 0.3 to lose 1%. Makes no sense. If you backtest it based on TradingView data, and then when you come to live, and if MT5, I follow MT5. Wherever my money is going to be put, that is where I follow. Are we looking for sells or buys? You waiting for break of structure? Yeah, potential sells can happen. For the buys, we have a very small zone we can squeeze. It's only about 30 pips here, so we would need a specific setup to squeeze that, like a good close above here. But we have this 5-minute resistance to worry about as well. That would be the maximum to squeeze buys. Maybe something above here. If not, I'll be looking for sells below. Nas is trying to close below. This will be the second 15-minute candle closing bearish as well. But we need to see a good 5 close below. If this still closes above her, it's not valid still. Yeah, it seems like it's still rejecting for now. So it still respects support. Do you guys trade NASDAQ in London? Yeah. Yeah, closing above here. Have you ever looked at the Russell? Yeah, it's just a bit weird with volume. If it falls abruptly, gives us no chance to take sells, then take it based on a 15. If you trust that, you have to run bigger stop loss, but then just go break of 15. You can take it more on the impulsive side, put stop loss here 23, 24 points. If you're scared about that happening. For me, if I get a 5 candle close below here, my stops are going to be about 13 points. Less even. Harry, one question. What is the one thing you think? Wait. What is the one thing which unprofitable traders think is profitable? I'd say risk to reward. Risk to reward. Interesting close on gold. So many people like 1 to 6 RR but 25% win rate. Yeah, which on paper is profitable, right? That is profitable. But the problem is how many people can actually hold to a 1 to 6 properly? Like in a longer term position, not like a quick scalp with very tight stop loss. You know, like so many people can't hold to a 1 to 6. That's their problem. 1 to 6 is swing positions. No, some people can take 1 to 6 with very tight stop loss, but then their mentality is screwed because they're going to take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stop loss in a row. Like they can take 6 stop loss in a row and win one trade and be break even. But when you're taking 6 stop loss in a row, how is your mentality? You're over trading, you're forcing trades. So now you start to reduce your win rate, in my opinion, because there's no clarity. You know, if you're trading 1 to 6 with very tight stop loss scalping, you will take 4, 5, 6 stop loss, no problem. Like in a day, it would not be out of the ordinary to take 2 stop loss in a row, 3 stop loss in a row. So the only reason I didn't take this trade, breaking the highs, we're at the resistance. It's not my rules to buy at resistance. That's why I drew it on the 5-minute here. I wanted a close above here. Because I can't take a buy at a resistance. Makes no sense. Nasdaq is trying to get below here. Only 1 minute before this candle closes. See how deep it closes. Need to keep previous 15 as watch zone? Yeah, we can put it on. Same as the 5. I wonder if this won't close below. See if we can get a top wick here. Right. Have a top wick. So I'll look for a sell here, but I don't know where my toolbox is gone. Breaking the low. Stop above the high. How do I bring back my toolbox? Oh, there it is. Still hasn't broken it here for me just yet. Not triggered it? Yes, I gave gap. Let's see if it triggers. If 5 closes back in the range, see on futures here as well. If 5 closes back in the range, then I'm just going to delete my sell stop. But we still have a minute. We still have a minute. Because it could end up being a thunderstorm. And if it's a thunderstorm, then I'm still okay with it. I'm still okay with it if it's a thunderstorm. So let's see, 44 seconds. We need to respect the range. "26 seconds, not much time. We need to get rejection now." Sell setup? Yeah, let's see how this closes though in 7 seconds though. I mean, if it's still respecting the range, I'll have to consider how I want to enter. Do I still want to enter break of low? So we are still respecting the range. But do I still want to enter break of low, or do I want to wait for one more close is the question. Let me check it on 1 minute so we can get better idea what type of structure we have. And so we have this structure here. So we're still respecting the level. So if we come down here, can I enter breaking the low? Let's see, 15. Yeah, re-breaking 15 is fine. It's not an issue. How about 30 minute? 30 minute close in 4 minutes. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind entering re-break of the low. I expect it to be like a lower high if that was to happen. So yeah, I don't mind it. Yeah, I don't mind it if it was to do that. Where's my freaking text box gone? Two minutes for this 5 to close below, so it would be nice if the 5 closed below as well. We can get extra confirmation, but I'm not relying on the 5 closing below right now. Meaning that if it just breaks, I'm still going to be entered on this because we respected the range. I see this as a retest and I don't feel like I need another close below. We have the 15. This will be the 30-minute close as well. So it will be all together. I think I might take this on MNQ so I can get more accurate stops in terms of lot size. So as long as this 5-minute close is bearish, still valid for me because we have a 30-minute close. See if the 5 can close below. It has. So top wick for this candle and then needs to break the low and it's totally valid for me. Now we have the 30-minute close as well. I think I can get away with smaller stops here actually. 16-point stops. Still not breaking low yet. But this could just be the top wick of the 15, right? And the 30-minute. Keep in mind we have a 30-minute. So this could be the top wick. If it wants to continue bullish, then we're not going to be triggered here. We're not going to be triggered if it wants to continue bullish. Previous 4-hour support there, not sure if it's relevant on futures or on this one. This one here. Yeah, our entry will be below that one. Not too worried about that. There's a little 15 maximum, but this is a previous 15, so that's what I would be maybe worried about. But we haven't tapped that yet. If this 5-minute candle closes bullish breaking structure, I'm gonna delete the sell stop for now. Because then we're breaking structure. So it makes no sense for me. Even though the original stop would be above here, so technically if it breaks that structure, it's not valid, but I just want to see what happens. Like I can enter on a 1-minute candle closing below or something like that, you know? Because if a 1-minute candle closes below, I can probably do that. Enter something based like that. So we'll see 2 minutes here. It can still reject from this zone. Then I just have to still run original stop loss if it rejects from this zone. If it closes weak bearish, still valid. Got triggered? Yeah, you need to let it break the zone. Nas will be printing barcodes? Yeah, it is for now. But let's see. I mean, I'm just waiting. Gold, let's not forget about gold. Gold is also ranging here. So it's kind of just like not only Nas, it's gold as well. DAX as well is ranging. So we just have to wait a little bit more. Buys will come back to play above the daily support again. So if we're not going to continue down, not going to break lows, then buys would only come back into play here. Yeah, so I don't think this is going to close properly in 13 seconds. So let me delete the sell stop here. All right, done. So we are still respecting this structure, but I have just deleted the sell stop because you can see here, we are respecting all this 1-minute structure. We're respecting this 1-minute structure here. But I just want to take a step back. I want to take a step back and see how we end up closing. Just give it some space. And not keep out of mind the buys as well, because that's something I can look to execute on as well. So both. So then we have both options. Now gold here. See what gold's happening. If you get triggered, you need to give some space here. If you see on futures, this is spread. 0.5 points, 0.25, then it jumps 0.75. So sometimes it will wick, but you will get triggered early. So you still need to consider this number here, right? Otherwise you get caught out. Roll spreads on IC market saved me from getting triggered. I left a little, yeah, exactly. Is there any video on WAP regardless entry replacement to spread? I mean, it's a very simple concept, right? If you have spread, you need to put your entry to, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, slipped my mind. To compensate for spread, right? Because you want it to compensate, you know? It's very simple because think about it. If you have 5 pip spread and you put your entry without accounting for 5 pip spread, guess what happens? What happens is if you have 5 pip spread and you put your entry not compensating, then the candle will come down, not break the low, but since your spread is 5 pips, you will be triggered. So we're not trading based on spread, we're trading based on price action. We want to have a clear break, clear zones. Like you're not going to lose a lot of money for 1 pip, you know? Always count 1 pip as confirmation. Use it as confirmation. I always give gaps. Like just as default. It's like ingrained in me. Today I didn't get tagged because I put the entry further away. And then you got burnt before doing that? Yeah, I think you have to learn like that, right? Spreads on sells don't matter, bro. Buy stops only. Correct. In that is correct, of course, because you have bid and ask lines, but it matters in your TP, so your TP will be less, but still should give it some gap because you want clear break. Like I never will put the sell stop fully like on the line like that because sometimes it will just trigger you in because future still has slippage, by the way. All right, so we're trying to break down here on gold. 5 minutes for the 15 to close. It's a pretty big stop loss for sells, 70 pips. I don't like this 5 minute support here. It's a little bit annoying for me. Yeah, let's see 4 minutes here. Oops, DAX. I wanted to see DAX as well coming close to closing below. But we also have 5 minute supports on DAX. DAX looks very choppy. What type of terminal is that? That's futures prop firm. So 3 minutes here for this 15 to close. Would I trust this 5 here not to reject and send me to the moon, right? That's the only threat we have. Is this 5 here could respect the 5. And we also have what level here, guys? We have 600. 600 is also an important level. 4 hour would flip, but we have double rejection on 4 hour. Five is trying to break below now. So if we get a good top wick, we could run top wick stops. Wouldn't be too bad. Let's see. The market is not giving good options. We'll see with this close here on gold. NQ was just waiting. Still ranging NQ. It's not made its mind up yet. Daily support is still being respected. So as long as we respect that daily support, I can sell same setup again, just waiting for the break of this low. So that same setup can still happen if this closes below again. Because now it just gives us more confirmation. We have a bit of a liquidity grab. Just need this close. Otherwise, we're just going to be stuck in this range here. And then it's going to make up its mind. Then London will be quite simple. We either see buys above here or sells below there. So quite a simple setup, actually. $53 for this 5 to close below. If it does close below here and we get a good top wick, I will be taking the same setup that I had originally planned. If it does not close below, then I can still base it off the 15-minute setup 3. But the stop loss is a problem because this is a 24-point stop loss. I need to see a good top wick as well. All right, no close above, below, sorry, I mean, just yet. Let's see how gold closed. Oh, I don't know if that's below. I have to see on broker. Yeah, that's above on broker. NQ here, NQ, let's see how 15 looks. 15 set up 3, that's quite nice. If we break this low, I think there's an opportunity. We need 1 minute structure to put stop loss. Otherwise, I have to run a big stop loss above here. That's the problem. I'd have to run this stop loss here. Minimum 21 points. Let's see if we can create 1 minute structure now. So we have a 1 minute bullish candle now. Yeah, I quite like this. I think I'm going to give it a shot. The setup 3 breaking the low. Stop loss wherever this 1 minute structure is going to form. Because if it breaks this, I don't expect it to come back in the range again. I expect it to continue. So pretty tight stop loss. Around 10 points for now. Alright, got triggered. I'm going to give around 11 point stop loss. I wanted to see this 1 minute close below. That's what I was relying on. So I need to see it respect this structure right now. You see? If it doesn't, I'm just going to close the trade, as it's probably going to be a fake out. Little liquidity grab, and then it's just a mess for now. We have to wait for a close below, and then I go in again. So there's your liquidity grab above the highs. Right? So now it has to respect. If it doesn't respect now, then it should be over. Here's our flip. So can we get the continuation down? Or does it break structure in the next 10 seconds? We have to see. All right, so we've broken this structure here. So I'm going to squeeze stop loss to above that high. So I reduce stop loss to above this high here. Yeah, and then I'm out. So I'm done with that. So gave it a shot, but liquidity grab. Nothing you can do with liquidity grab. So we go in again. If again it gets below, we go in again. But it just is being a bit BS right now. Just keeps on liquidity grabbing. We're not going anywhere just yet. So I'll go in again if it gets below. Very simple on NASDAQ. Very simple. So we just wait for NASDAQ here. It's not doing much. We're stuck right now. Liquidity grab the lows twice. We entered on the second time. And then, yeah, I think it needs a 1 minute close below. But, you know, sometimes NAS is impulsive. You guys need to know that. Sometimes NAS is impulsive. So let's just wait here. See gold as well. Trying to get below. 5 minute candle close here in 3 minutes. No top wick, of course, we have. You were the liquidity bro? Yeah, for today I was. But that happens, man. It's part of trading. It doesn't mean that it's going to completely reverse, and I can take buys above here later, like I said. So it's completely normal, though. It happens sometimes. Doesn't mean the trade is over. But now if I get a 1 minute candle closing below this zone, I'm still going to consider it. We're just ranging. We liquidity grab the lows here. I can't avoid that. I'm expecting continuation. Nasdaq is ranging at the moment here. So if I expect continuation and it doesn't continue, that's as a trader where you're going to be wrong. That's why we run really nice tight stop loss. Because if you were running like a big stop loss up here now, you're holding like 19 points of drawdown, hoping that this thing reverses, which it still can, as long as it respects 5-minute structure. But I'd rather be out and get in again and get better risk to reward like that. Right? That's the difference between someone who's just a pussy to lose and someone who is just, you know, scared to just take trades and stuff. Like, you have to take trades and give your shots, your ideas a shot. If the market's not going to play because we're ranging today, as a trader, you will lose. Because my goal is not to trade the range today, but I can't predict that this is the time that it's going to come back in the range. Now it's clear to me that we're ranging, but at the time it looks like we rejected the highs again. We were breaking the lows, 15-minute setup 3. We tried multiple times. We grabbed liquidity from the highs. There's enough confirmation. And that's what your job is as a trader, is to kind of make that analysis. And if price today doesn't want to party because it wants to stay in the range, then let it stay in the range. What can you do about that? See you, man. $45 seconds for gold to close below here. What are we looking like if I run up here? Oops, not the right tool. 46. 15-minute would be breaking lows. 600 is a bit of a worry for me, this area here. So I'd have to go break even at this area, which is pretty tight. But it's enough maybe to get to break even. Let's measure. As long as it's like 5 pips, it's enough. Yeah, about 6 pips there. We have the 1 hour close in 5 minutes as well. I'm thinking if I want to wait for the 1 hour close. 5-minute close with a bit of a rejection. Yeah, I'm just trying to think here. Five pips is enough to get to break even. The bigger the top wick, the better, if it can retest this right now. DAX sells. Yeah, DAX did close below, broke the low, faked everyone out. Did it not have a top wick or something? How big is stops? 19 points for 20 points down here. Problem is it's very close to open. It's very close to open. So if we get stuck in this position with open. Oh man, we missed gold looking at DAX, man. I wanted to take that sell. Fuck, man, I swear. I really wish I wasn't looking at DAX. But I would have been break even here anyways. So let's see what would have happened, because I have no choice. I would have to manage on 1 minute. So I would say if I would allow the 1 minute to retest, but if it came back in the range, then I'd have to manage. So I allowed retest like this. If we started to break above, I'd have to manage. We can see how we're reacting off that zone. So yeah, there you go. So at least that makes me, shows my break even, yeah. Shows my break even would be accurate there, which is nice to see. So we could sell below that level for the open. Yeah, if something closes below there for the open, we can sell. One minute 25. Let's see. Let's see if we can survive 1 minute 25. 600 is the issue. Well, it's tapped that already on my broker, the 600 level we've already been through. That is where it reacted from. So how would 1 hour candle close here? Big 1 hour candle. Yeah, we need to see what happens. Wow, look at the rejection from that spot. Big rejection coming. That's why you have to wait for close. Only 28 seconds and we're getting a 1 hour close with rejection. Makes it tough. Makes it tough 1 hour close with the rejection. What's Nasdaq doing? Still ranging, man. 30 close bullish here with the rejection. 15-minute candles. Bit weird. 1 hour closed bearish. Yeah, 5-minute close below on Nas. I give it my second shot of the day. Only with a 5 close below. DAX continued down on open, which is nice to see, but very scary to hold in open with stop loss not above a structure. Was a valid sell, but how do you know with DAX these days? We need to watch DAX a little bit, you know? Especially on open, it's kamikaze. It's not like this, you know? Hard to enter was looking to enter. Yeah, it immediately flipped. You'd have to have a sell stop full ready. Gold is what doing what? Respected that zone pushing up. If this 15-minute candle closes bullish, there's a buy scenario here, huh? There is a buy scenario. We're not bearish bias on gold. We have previous daily bullish. Previous daily bullish retesting daily support. 4-hour time frame coming from the bottom of the range. Don't count out buys. Could be good. Just gonna go toilet quickly. Before we see potential buys. Be back. All right, sell idea coming back, but the problem is the way it's done it is in a very weird way. What I mean by that is it's just 1 minute candle has come through here. A bit hard for us to sell. Nasdaq trying to break the range. Still no 1 minute candle close below, huh? Still. How long till this 1 minute 30 seconds? Yeah, I need to wait for the 5 here because there's no stop on 1 minute. If you're just selling, I mean, you could put a stop like that, but it's only 50 seconds left before the 5 minute close, and I want to see the top wick of the 5, all of that stuff. Gold to sell gold here, would it be valid? So we're just lacking range, that's the problem. NQ rejecting, back in the range. On futures, I have previous resistance here. It's not here on this, but on futures, I have previous. Wow, look at this on NQ. This is nuts. This just cooked a lot of people, man. I'm so happy I didn't enter on that 1 minute. Wow. Wow. That is not easy to navigate that, man. This is an absolute fuckfest, this one. Look at this. Liquidity to grab high, back to the low. Bro, this is nuts. Oof. I mean, look at the range as well. Look at the range, how the range forms. Doesn't give you continuation, comes down. I tell you, man, this is insane. No top wick on this. It's trying to make a top wick now. GJ big 1 hour range looking nice. Let's have a look at GJ. Oh, that's wrong pair. Daily's bearish. 4 hour bearish. Stuck at 4 hour resistance. It's a bit tricky. GJ might want to be nasty and fill some of the lower ranges first. Maybe with a 5 close above here, you have a chance. Buys on gold maybe soon. Let's see how this 5 closes. Let's see, let's see. This could be an option, especially the 15. I prefer the 15 closing bullish here. So what I might do is, because I like the reaction and markets have been moving quite fast, if I see a 1 minute candle close above here, I'll enter half and then the rest on the 15-minute close. And if it doesn't give me a chance, I won't enter. And if it just fades out here and fails, then I'm going to be kept safe. We could consider again selling below this level here if we were to close below one more time. It is possible. But I'm not liking the way we're not continuing. You see, every time we push down, we get bought back up. You know, the same can be said for the buys as well, right? Every time we push bullish, we get sold into. But the difference is that we had more downward structure here. It was moving in a downtrend, so it should have continued down. And this is like a big structural point. If we break above here, we have this big area here. Same area on 5, at least back up to 8s. At least back up to 8s. So that's where my buys would come from. What it's doing now is pretty normal. It's creating 1 minute structure. So if price wants to continue this bearish momentum, this will just fail in this zone. But the problem is we're getting no continuation. I need you guys to listen up and realize this. Every time the 1 minute breaks lower, we retrace. Breaks lower, retrace. Breaks lower, retrace. So that's not showing me confidence of sellers. That means every time the market makes a new low in price, buyers come in instead of sellers, right? Think about that logic. Every time the market makes a new low, buyers are coming in. So that is telling me that there's a bit more confidence in buys from lower prices here. So if we clear this level here, we should be able to get buyers involved. Unless, what happens? Unless we just range. Because if sellers get involved once we get above this level, then we're just going to range. Then today's a range day on Nasdaq, range day on gold. Then I'm stuck in both positions. You intend to sell or buy gold? I explained the plan. So if I can see this candle get above here, I'll look to buy gold if we can get above here. Or at least the 15 closing bullish. You took any trades on NY yesterday? Yeah, I took a sell, but I didn't get a 1-to-1. Took a sell on US 30. I consider it's a break-even position. I closed with, as I call it, commission profit. "31 seconds. Let's see if gold can close bullish here on the 15. I'll look for a bottom wick and then to enter break of high. Alright, can we get a bottom wick? Yes, we can. I'll look for a buy, break of high. Alright. Wish we could have got a smaller stop though. You have to see what happens at this wick here. Sometimes those can be liquidity zones. Would you consider exiting if the 5-minute close is bearish? Yeah, that would be an aggressive management plan if you don't trust the trade. So we're tapping this wick zone here. This is an optional break even if you want to go break even. It's an optional break even. You have this 1-minute structure here. You can also manage if something breaks this 1-minute structure. So yeah, that's boring, man. Out break even. Man, so boring, bro. So boring. But at least we identified that zone. I told you that would be a tricky zone. So that was key to identify that zone, guys, to move break even. But boring, man. It's boring. Like, I really hope we could push through that zone. But what's nice is we had structure above our entry. So it was easy to go break even. If we just had straight 1 minutes, really hard to go break even. Why is it hard to go break even? Because, like, you know, it could retest here. But the nice thing is we had the retest. So it really, once it taps this zone, we can be like, look, I'm going to keep it safe. I know this zone can give me headache. 16 pips. I don't want to be messed up here, right? And then we can treat it like that nicely. But it's boring, man. I was really hoping for some, some nice moves. But anyways, what to do? I guess not. I guess not. So I'm trying to think now in my mind, how can I re-enter this trade if we can see it respect without me having to hold drawdown? And the only way I can see to re-enter this trade is like a 5-minute candle bullish back to where my entry would be. So maybe this 5-minute candle closes bearish, and then I can enter once the next one closes bullish. But very well identified that zone, right? Remember, we identified that zone from the beginning. So if you're gonna ask me how do I know this zone is, because it's like the opposite, right? If you see a lot of buyers get involved here, it can do the opposite to here. It's like a strong resistance. And in a mixed bias today where we could go both ways, I want to be a little bit safer. I'm trying to think of any other way to get in at the moment without the 5-minute. 30-minute close is an option break of high. That's another option. Only issue is where do you want to keep stops in that? I think stops would have to be like, yeah, 40, 44 pips. You have 40 pips to the high, and if it breaks, you have more continuation. So I think that's maybe another way to enter. Otherwise, you just keep safe. I decided to keep safe here. I don't really want to risk it, especially in these these market conditions. Harry, I'm in accidentally, stops below current 1 minute. If you're in accidentally, I would always just be, if like you enter an accidental trade, I would immediately exit it, or I would move to break even if I'm in profit. Because sometimes, I know it shouldn't happen, but if an accidental trade happens, it can still keep pushing and you get paid for it. But yeah, that's the best way to do. Immediately move break even, or yeah, just immediately move break even, or close the trade immediately if it doesn't suddenly go in profit, because it's okay to lose 1 or 2 points. It's okay to lose 1 or 2 points. It's not going to harm too much. Yeah, this is why I told you guys optional if you want to move to break even. That's why I did it. I just don't like these markets in it's like, and this is a pullback trade, huh? So it's a good trade. It's a good trade, but no volume. We look like we're doing what? Come back in the range. So it's a good decision. Nas did end up getting volume, which is interesting to see. Volume came through here, but now we're struggling at the highs. But very impulsive on Nas. Range, range, range. Boom. One candle did the move of the day and then it stopped. So not much. Not much. Gold breaking highs and lows but no direction. Yeah, look, like if we were early to sell, we would not get our sells, right? Look, if I just sold here, didn't give us continuation. The buys didn't give us, but luckily we had a level. If we didn't have this level there, man, I would have just held this. Would have been cooked. So a little bit lucky to have something, like a reason behind this dump. If there was no reason behind this dump, would be shit. And we're also lucky that it created 1 minute structure above our entry. Because if we want to continue up, we should be respecting all lows, right? Respecting lows, respecting lows, respecting lows, respecting low. The minute we don't respect lows, look what happens. You see? We just start to come down, right? Now we're just stuck in a range potentially. Pretty boring price action. How did DAX do? DAX actually moved very nice today. So this is good to see. We need to keep note of this. This is the first day we've had something that's moved accurately here. First day. So hopefully DAX is coming back and we can see some consistent London volume. Unfortunately, 1 day is not enough because if you took these trades every other day, you're losing. So hopefully we can start to see this come back. Right? Hopefully. Yeah, I'm done as well. It's just not doing anything. Gave it 2 shots today. Break even. Other trade liquidity grab. That's it, man. We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. Gold is a bit stuck, so let's wait. Let's wait until it picks direction. Something getting back above here. Hopefully it picks direction. If not, then that's going to be it. So appreciate you guys showing up. Bit of a boring session, man. Not much volume. A bit dead, London, after last week. Last week was great, but now we're just sleeping a bit. Hopefully it picks up. But hey, preserving capital going to be the one. This was a pullback trade as well, so normally very safe. And yeah, appreciate everyone showing up to stream. Much appreciated. Hopefully catch you guys tomorrow. Much love and peace. Cheers, guys.